All right, guys, welcome to the midseason power rankings update. First, let's take a look at week one power rankings. What were the biggest surprise, guys?
I think we
Seeing
got
you
the
not being
bottom
last
three
place, big
completely
surprise.
wrong.
No place like the
Bottom
power.
three were way off.
We were way off. I think with Jack Darling.
John being 2.
Jack Darling's injuries. Jack Darling was injuries. Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, Cam Newton, he's just bad, but Christian McCaffrey was
You could just say he's got mental
mental injuries. Bill Belichick.
So health isn't a joke. Health isn't a joke in the NFL.
Bill Dozer maybe ranked a little bit too high as well. But the real surprise was Sam and Ron Mexico near the bottom. Now where they at? In both polls, in the AP poll and the Brian Darling poll. They're up there.
Sam's number one in both.
Oh wait, Ron
Gotta get props to
Yeah,
him.
9, really
Well,
up there.
I don't know if I agree with number 9 over here, but Ron Mexico's got to be higher than that.
But yeah, those bottom three teams are all 5-2 now.
We got close to it with Tony. I think Tony was
I think I was ranked a
I
little
mean, I think-
high at 6.
I think especially without a preseason, it was just tough for us to take our professional skills and analyze these teams.
Yeah.
But I think we were definitely proven wrong, and I think we got it kind of right now from midseason where we're at, and I think look for Jesse French to really make a push for that.
So we got
one or
a
two
special
seed.
guest on tonight, Brian. Brian, what do you think of the season so far? Any surprises or anything of note?
Well, I said it in the chat earlier, and I want to bring it up again. Sam Wade not making any transactions to his team and ending up in first place is absolutely insane to me. I am a fan of transactions, maybe a little bit too much, but to just set the starting lineup every week and not do a damn thing is crazy to me.
So I guess kind of a question off that. How do you think Sam Wade has found success in that, and John Sims has not?
John's team busted a little bit. I mean, Julio Jones being injured. I gotta pull up his team really quick. But
Yeah, Julio being injured.
Because with that with that strategy, Sam made it all the way up to 4 in your GM power rankings, which pretty good.
Yeah, if you draft a team well and you stick with it, all praise to you, man. Like that's
I think he trusted his guys, and I think that's the biggest thing.
He's setting up the future owner of this league pretty darn well. The future owner of his team. I mean,
the future owner of his team. Yeah, John. Back to John though, he lucked out on AP having a starting job, and that didn't last forever. Chris Godwin's been injured all year. Danny Amendola sucks. I don't know why he's playing him. Nick Chubb being out all season.
Yeah, Chubb hurt.
Gibson is so hit or miss too.
when you got JD taking touches, it's hard.
He tried
Yeah,
John tried the Sam Wade strategy, but he just didn't draft well enough.
Just didn't.
Do you think that's how like Richmond fantasy football is played? Like you just draft and you roll with it?
Guess so.
I guess that's how they teach it down there.
Is that what
It
Dog
is.
Shit did too?
No, I mean, like if you think about dog shit, he's every year running for that number 2 spot, and I think he was just teasing the league, making the league think he doesn't have a shot this year, and now he's coming. He's coming, and you all better watch. Just all what he posted in that Snapchat group chat.
Like I said in the report, man. Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant, Philip Lindsay. That's just his starting lineup this week. But geez, he's putting his whole
Crazy. You fleeced those onto him, Brian.
Yeah.
Like it's very impressive. Maybe it's more to your knowledge and your
maybe you should bump up your GM ranking a little bit, Brian.
No, I don't know.
Shipping out those guys for Joe Mixon. I think that was.
Do you kind of think you're just a smarter human being than Michael Horan?
I consider myself a modern day Vince Lombardi for sure, but no, I don't. I don't consider myself like a really good GM this season. I don't.
Brian,
like some of my contracts, I'm pretty much handcuffed to the salary cap at this point.
Brian, if Sam was the biggest surprise of the year, who's the biggest disappointment?
Man, it's got to be John or.
You have John at number 4.
I would say Justin.
Justin is John is a GM. I think he's I have John at 4.
I think that's what we expected.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. Biggest disappointment this year. Who's got like the entire Ravens team? Oh yeah, Anthony. Definitely. His team. I thought he was on something when he had Hilaire after week 1. I was like, wow, he's got Hilaire. I was
huge contract
too. It's a huge contract, and then Metcalf blew up week 1.
I think you put it best. Here, Brian. Having Lamar Jackson locked up at $70, $24 more than Mahomes! Could prove killer.
Yeah.
Also, J.K. Dobbins and Hollywood Brown make you think he's waiting for the future. That's his argument. The rest of us in the league, I don't know if we see the Ravens being that dominant for that many years going forward.
And Justin Tucker's getting up there in age. If he starts slowing down, then the Ravens offense is fucked.
And so this is kind of my point with that though, is that he's betting on the Ravens being the best team in the league for years to come. Like the best, that's the best offense in the league, and there's no way they're better than the Chiefs next year. Like on offense, they might be better overall team, but there's no way they're
teams
better.
Teams catch up to running quarterbacks. Teams catch up to the program, and then you got to think, how are you going to really get J.K. Dobbins one of those touches
Lamar Jackson
with Des Bryant coming into town?
Lamar was just a product of the offensive line. That's it. He's done.
Yeah,
Marshall Yonda retired, and look where Lamar's at now.
Well, he's not like broken, you know what I mean? He's still putting up 30 points, but like
if you've been watching his games this year, Brian, I disagree. He's only throwing 100 yards and he's running for 100 yards. It's kind of like he's just passing out.
Lamar's definitely still valuable, but that's hands down the worst contract in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no debate about that one.
Yeah,
and you can make an argument for Juju's contract.
No, you know what? I think Malcolm Brown takes the cake. A backup running back with $70.
That's pretty bad.
He gets off that this year is the thing. Tony's walked out for $70 for 3 years.
No, but Brian, Lamar could boom, and that could be I don't know if that's the best contract, because at that point he's got to be your QB and your starting running back. You know what I mean? So maybe doubling down is a good idea, but like he's got
Brian as a long
Bryant. Like Des Bryant's not even on the team yet. You know what I mean? There's a possibility not only Des Bryant never makes the team, but he, if he gets signed, he never catches the ball. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I guess, Brian, a little off of like Tony's awful roster and maybe all the like different salary cap violations he makes. What do you think as the league has transitioned into, like a dynasty auction draft? What are your thoughts? Like, I know you went into it kind of hesitant. You've been a member of this league for a couple of years now. Like, what are your thoughts? What do you think? How do you think the league's been managed? How do you think everything's gone so far?
Well, I think I like the transition to a dynasty league, because you guys are right. We're all doing this for multiple years, and the keeper league was like a little bit of a,
shit show.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean you get to keep players, but like no one would lock them in, and when they would lock in, like certain player, like it would fucking glitch, and then we'd have to figure.
Oh, it wouldn't glitch. People would just forget how to lock players in, and then
Brian was good at finding
different story.
Brian was good at finding loopholes in the keeper league system.
Yes, I was. I'm a big fan of Josh.
Especially with him signing people before the draft happens. Yeah, that was a big Brian move.
If we look back on it, let's just look at. I got Josh Jacobs for free, pretty much. I just stole him, and then I traded Josh Jacobs for Mark Ingram and Michael Thomas. And my keepers were Derrick Henry and Michael Thomas. I mean, that was a crazy. I can't believe I got away with that. But what were we talking about?
You think about with this season's track record.
How do you like to change the dynasty? Yeah, how did you like it?
The dynasty league. No, I think it's good. There's a couple things like that you can do in the actual NFL that you can't do. Like you can retain salary, which I think we should incorporate. And when a player's on IR, so like in Christian McCaffrey's case, you should get that money back. You know what I mean? You should be able to put him on IR and get that money back for that season.
No, I think those are both
that would
good
only work though if he's on IR the whole season.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever he comes off IR, that money's got to go back. So if you have to move people, you know what I mean, they can get desperate and get hairy. But like,
and also of course, like the normal IR, it's for a whole season. But since COVID happened, and granted, us as a fantasy league, we couldn't handle a pandemic as the NFL has. So I mean, that's something definitely to look forward to for IR for our league.
Yeah, we can do an IR system in our league.
Like the suggestions, though.
Yeah, we could do an IR system in our league where if someone like tears an ACL, then we could give them salary cap relief if they're going on IR for the rest of the season, not for.
Yeah, even if it's like, in the NBA they do partial salary cap relief. You know what I mean? Because those contracts are so big, you can't just give someone $40 million. You know what I mean? Like,
no, of course.
Yeah, so they'll give them partial, and even that works. You look at Maryland Mack. I think Mancini had him for $13 or something like that. Like, just stowing that away. I mean, he had him for 2 years for $13, and then he had to cut him because he needed that money. I mean, that was probably a bad idea. I probably would have just held on to him, but
right.
What else do you think about the league, Brian?
I don't think
going forward, I guess not have to do with rules. What do you think this league's headed for the rest of the season, then even next year? Like, what are your predictions for the playoffs right now?
Oh, the playoffs? I don't know. I mean, I don't want to talk playoffs.
Does a darling make the top 4 come week 13?
A darling definitely does.
There's only one in contention, so
I think the darling that does is Brian. I do not think Jack makes the push.
No, I mean, you know what? Jack's got the team that could surprise. I really think so. But also, Kyle always fucking makes it in somehow. He always squeaks in at the last second.
Kyle is the only 2-time playoff participant.
Yeah.
Everyone else is only.
Also, Haran. Haran has always made the playoffs.
That's true. Haran, yes.
He's always the number 2 seed, so it makes you think.
I think Haran's, I don't know. I think he's preparing more for the future. He's got a strong future team. But
he's got 3 straight wins. I don't know. I'd beg to differ.
I think Haran's got to win out if he wants to make the playoffs. He needs he's in the hunt, but he's like the last team.
He's got, yeah.
I think Haran will do it for Strawberry.
Just because there's so many teams that have 2 or 3 losses, I just don't know if Haran can jump that many teams.
Yeah. Kind of going off that, Justin, you at 7 losses. What are your thoughts on the season? Tell us the plans for the future.
I love where I'm at the moment with almost guaranteed a top 3 pick at the moment, and I have Joe and Austin's picks with a young core. I'm loving where I'm at. I'm going to have money to sign a big guy in the offseason, try and steal away a free agent.
Yeah, but you might get fired like Sam Hinkie, and you never get to reap the rewards of that tank.
That's true. I just hope that doesn't happen.
Here the league's got a close eye on your tanking. Sanctions might be coming.
The best guys that I have every single week. Can you say the same for Tony? I don't think so. So if there's someone you need to investigate for tanking, it shouldn't be me.
Fair point.
Whatever Tony's doing, it's not working because he won a game and he's not in last, but he's still like horrible.
Oh, Tony's phone is in potato, so like if you look at his like conversion rate, he thinks like 6 losses is 6 wins in potato language. So like that's where he struggles with understanding that.
Who put in all those like clown faces on his salary cap thing? That fucking killed me when I opened it up.
I think he might just be a clown. It's probably just him being a clown,
It's probably him just stamping. That was his stamp of
That's probably what happened when he signed Fulgham, and he realized, I went over the salary cap, so he probably just added a whole bunch of clowns thing just so everyone knew that he's a clown. I'm not sure though. We probably should investigate that.
He's a clown.
We should probably investigate that.
All right, so
back to Justin's team real quick though. Justin, how long do you have Jalen Hurts signed for?
Just next year. It's $1.
Yeah, exactly.
It sucks.
So that's a huge upside though, considering like Wentz has been fucking up. Because if you look at your team that core next year, Swift, Adams, Higgins, Hurts,
Sanders,
Sanders and Shepard. And Shepard's $3.
Yeah, Shepard's $3. I have him next year. If Damian Harris ever gets the job and Bill Belichick stops doing an running back by committee, that'd be nice.
Well, that's what I said.
Not as long as Burkhead's there, man. It'll always be committee.
But then I have 3 first-round picks and I think 2 second-round picks next year. So I'm going to have a good young core, but it might take a while for all those young guys to develop is the concern, I guess.
Yeah. Did we get to Nick's boom or Tony's?
No, we didn't. Nick, you want to go ahead and explain your boom for Tony's?
Yeah, sure. So the first boom is Senor Mexico. And
Mexidome again.
Yep.
I mean, the Mexidome has been a tough place to play in. Is he at home this week?
It's a little concerning because he is home.
Undefeated at home this year.
4-0 at home.
Damn.
Looking at his lineup, Drew Brees looks like Drew Brees again.
All right, I got to ask you guys a question here. Who's got the better team here?
That's what we're going for. Leave it to Nick to explain his boomer Tony.
I mean, with Dalvin Cook going against the Green Bay Packers defense, it kind of makes you hesitant, Brian.
You could have the better team. You could have the better team at any given Sunday.
Maul.
I mean,
Michael
Right.
Hasty's looking hot.
The
He's
Tate-
looking
I'm
like he's
going
coming
position
in.
by position here, and I don't see. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Well, I'm looking at Mike Evans averaging 3 points a week versus
Yeah.
Kenny Galladay and DJ Moore.
I think Joe Mixon's out again. I think Dalvin Cook might not play, and I think that's just kind of your week right there.
Yeah.
I think Hasty's coming in hungry. They didn't give McKinnon any touches last week, and he was healthy. So you got to think maybe
know.
Shanahan doesn't like McKinnon. Maybe he's going to give Hasty all the touches.
I'll do the other boom right now, too. So my second boom is the Bulldozer.
Okay.
Collusion by roommates, huh?
And looking at his lineup, he's projected for 52 points. And I think anything over 60 is a boom.
Got a star-studded lineup right here.
Lineup score 60 is the concern.
And it kind of makes you
It
think
will.
with his top. He's got 4 top 25 wide receivers. So as an opponent to Bill Dozer, it really makes you think all you're doing is losing. So
Yeah, I'm definitely concerned about
I think
that.
I have more than 4 now, honestly. I think I probably have 6 for counting.
Okay.
probably have 7, especially starting the Giants D. Yeah,
I
you
don't
probably
have
got
7
7.
wide receivers on
I
the
mean,
board.
Mims came back. Reader's coming back.
Mims looks
Chalk
stuck.
it
Wait,
up.
we've drawn comparisons between Mims and Megatron, but we'll leave that for another video. Oh, who's your Tonys, Nick? Who are your Tonys?
First Tony is Tony.
No shock there.
No, I mean, he's
Seems
got
like
a
the
segment-
June 20th rematch.
He's got a segment named after him. You expect him to be a Tony.
Joe doesn't even have full lineup, and he's still going to beat him.
I hope he sets his lineup. If he keeps it as this, even with a kicker not on by, this lineup's awful.
Yeah, there's no ifs,
Yeah.
ands, or buts about it.
Bengals defense
Yeah.
is almost a walk for negative points this week.
Yeah.
And you'll also be keeping an eye on him because he's not starting the best players he's got, but he keeps saying he argues and contends that. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see if
The magnifying glass is on Tony, that's for sure. Who's
And
your
then
other,
the
who's your other
second Tony. Second Tony is Austin.
Oh, he's not
The
gonna like to
only-
hear that.
The
Guarantee
only
you.
player Tony will trade with is the second Tony.
Kind of makes sense.
And I
Kind
mean,
of
he's
makes
got
sense.
2 awful running backs. It's kind of sad.
leading the league in fumbles. I'm glad I shipped
Yeah.
that one out.
He's got more fumbles than Melvin Gordon. That's saying something.
Ezekiel
He's running
Elliott
the
is
he's running the double tight ends too. Bold.
Ezekiel
And the
Elliott
second
is
tight end's
constantly
out.
being mowed over in pass protection, leads all running backs in fumbles and drops, and is averaging a career low 1.9 yards after contact. But he's locked up for the next 6 years, so that's a good thing.
I'll have to say, though, Austin does have a really good wide receiver, too, AJ Green. He did try to ship him off to me today, and then later refuted that I had nothing to offer when I wanted a better player.
He's running the double tight ends. It kind of makes you think Austin Hooper. The whole trade kind of fucking him in the ass. Should have kept Chase Edmonds.
He really
Yeah.
could use that. He could use that RB1 with Zeke playing like dog shit.
Joe, in last week's matchup, do you think there was a little divine intervention there between you and for Brownie?
For everyone in the league who doesn't know, because we learned earlier that some people don't know who Brownie was. Yeah, my previously passed away dog, Brownie, I think she would have been a big fan of seeing Chase Edmonds do what he did on Sunday night.
Oh my
I think she's got to owe it to potentially maybe Kenyon Drake not having a great game and then also getting hurt. Nobody likes having someone get hurt. Sorry for that, Kyle. But Brownie, she would have been wagging her tail seeing that one.
That's a touching moment. I think that's a good place to end it on for the video, guys. Anything else you want to say?
Check out Brian Darling's power rankings. Maybe he'll be up to the task next week.
Check out his
Thanks for coming on
LinkedIn.
the
Check
show
out his
too, Brian.
LinkedIn too.
Yeah.
It'll be in
Come
the
to me with any human capital management needs. Got you covered. Let me know.
All right, thanks, guys.